Bonjour tout le monde, and welcome to France. This is my first time being in this part of France. We are up in Brittany, in the city of Brest, and it's I guess, spring morning, about 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning, and we're on a port town. It's largely outside of this park. There's lots of commerce here. We're headed to see a chateau and the other kind of stuff France is famous for, but here is all the machinery that runs the place. The port right down there, hopefully I can get some shots down there, it's kind of a good mix, as it should be, of sort of England and France. We're right on the coast, headed over to Britain, which we'll get to before long. And it's got a great look, this place. Very, I don't know, I guess winters here must be harsh, but it's beautiful and green today. And we'll see what if we can find some things unique to the place. It's not a very big town, but see if we can find some spots that at least the weather's cleared up. All that terrible rain we saw back in Porto the front seems to be gone. And this, coming up here, is the American Monument. There's lots of tributes to American involvement in both World Wars, but especially World War II. And this one is one that's been recently reconstructed, I believe. And hopefully, if I can get around this tree, I can show you most of it. Extends down, we're about halfway up it right now. Extends down to the street below, which is another, oh gosh, at least another 50 feet. And let's see here, there we go. Give you some idea of this park that it's in. See if I can get a little more panoramic view. So there's a park situated along the front, right in front of the harbor, as you saw. This says, erected by the United States of America to commemorate the achievements of the naval forces of the United States and France during the World War. And this says the same thing in French just below that. Let's see if I can give you some idea of the height. I guess we're looking at somewhere approaching, I'd say 80 feet or so. So maybe the whole thing is 150 from here down to the bottom. We'll see. I don't know if that's a stairwell or an elevator or what, but there is, as you can see, it runs down a good ways to the street below. And there has been a great deal of involvement, and I've always been a bit of a Francophile in one way or another. But our involvement here has been greatly appreciated. I figure people would do the same just about anywhere. I mean, you run into folks like the Nazis, whatever their particular brand, you got to do something. All right, a ways further up, you'll find a fortress from the 13th century that's been converted into a naval museum. So we're obviously in a part of the world where ships are a big part of the history, and it's understandable. I've been through this channel a few times, but I think especially days like this when it's so calm and beautiful, it's easy to lose sight of how rough the waters can be. There was a time once on a ferry years ago when, a ferry that would carry like 18-wheelers and buses, and people found themselves lying on the floor cleaning the furniture so they wouldn't slide across the room. So it's a place where naval stuff is not only important, but it's commendable, the stuff that people have gone through here. So this is the fortress here. It extends about as far as you can see there, at least on this side. So let's see if I can get any better view, but that's the crux of it there. All right, once you get inside, you get a little bit better view of the grounds, and the former armature. How big it is, it was much bigger than it looked like from the outside. Apparently the town of Brest started out as this fortress, and the town grew up around it. So there's a catalog here of all the different types of ships uh, that are active now. And then around the grounds, there's that Tower of Torquay, and the distance will come to that later, I hope, and the bridge as well, just behind this fortress. But this apparently is the longest serving military spot in Europe, something approaching 1,100 years of active service. So it's something I never knew, but I guess it had to be somewhere. This will give you a bit of a overview. There's the Torquay Tower, the bridge that lifts up to allow traffic through in the center of the town. I think 1954, so it's a really well-made old bridge. And then the cable cars that traverse the river a little further up, and then back to the castle. I'll leave it at that. There's a whole lot of stuff inside, that most of which you're not supposed to photograph. But it's a beautiful place. If you get a chance, if you're here, go ahead and spend the 10 or 15 bucks it'll cost you to get the tour and it's kind of a self-guided thing, and the admission. So it's well worth it. It didn't seem like it to me from the outset, but you might want to give it a shot.
Everybody said it was Parkinson's, but it wasn't. The doctor told her it was something else, and it never developed into Parkinson's that people have.
All right, that's going to be the end of it today. Beautiful town, and not much to it as far as attractions go, but it's a beautiful spot, a lot of history, a lot of beauty, like the rest of this country. See you next time.